Happy New Year, Louie.
Happy New Year, Codes. Man, I know 2020 has been kind of a downer, but man, 2021 is coming in with a bang.
I like the sound of that.
Our boys over at Snowy Mountain Rifles are giving all our listeners 15% off any custom rifle.
Any custom rifle. You were telling me I'm getting 15% off the Alpine Hunter, the Full Curl, the Long Range Hunter, or the Alaskan built to my specs.
I talked to Paul myself, man. He said time to build your dream rifle.
I can't wait.
But that's not what all they do, man. They do everything. They do custom Cerakoting, fluting, gunsmithing, and custom ammo.
I love it.
Man, I'm telling you, right now is the time to use that tax return.
Hey, it's not tax return season, my friend. It is stimulus check season.
Oh, snap. I forgot about that. Well, whatever you do, now's the time to build that dream rifle. Check out Snowy Mountain Rifles, and when you're ready to check out, type in that Gladiator 15.
Oh, man, I can't wait to build mine. SnowyMountainRifles.com.
Oh, snap, Cody. We have made it.
Oh, man, Luke, it feels so good. I'm finally a somebody.
Man, I'll tell you what. Our boys over at Tito Knives have came through and made our own backcountry rolls.
Ultra light, ultra sharp, and now ultra fly.
Oh, snap. I like that little saying. Man, now's the time to go on their website, check out what they got on their inventory. Right now, they got our own backcountry rolls, Gladiators Unleashed. It's sexy, bro. Sexy. And once you get done purchasing your own backcountry rolls, make sure you post this on the gram. And guess what? Some lucky winner's going to get some swag to their door.
Type in that code GU15, save 15% off your entire purchase.
Oh, shit. What was that saying you just said?
Ultra light, ultra sharp, and ultra fly player. You hear that, Luke? That sounds like America.
America.
And tell me how you show your patriotic spirit.
And I show mine by getting my own custom American flag from Walls to Walls at Jeremy Walls 81 on the IG. He's been with us from day one. And now he is giving all our listeners 20% off all custom flags. But it just don't stop there. He's also giving people free shipping.
20% off and free shipping. I'm going to order two just so I can flex on my commie neighbors.
Of course you would. That would be you, totally. Hey, that's a great idea, though. Show your patrons. Check him out. Jeremy Walls, 81. Slide in his DMs. Tell him that you want one of those custom flags, what GU be rocking. Get your own custom.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of awesome.
Check him out. This podcast is brought to you by Cafaro International, the best in the business for all your extreme hunting products.
Get a hold of our friends for the best packs, frames, tents and shelters, sleeping systems, stoves, sleds, and more.
Check out Cafaro.net. Did I mention it's gear for life?
Gear for life. Gangster.
Gangsta. Check them out. They are a proud partner of GU Unfiltered. What up? We back. This is the number 50, episode 50. And we got the man, the myth, Trad Jesus, the holy man. I don't even know how to say it. Like, I feel all just happy right now because, for one, we made it to episode 50. And
no divorces, nobody went to jail.
Life fucking nothing, dog. Then we're good. Nothing yet. No what do you call it when you get like copyright infringement?
Syphilis.
Lawsuits?
Yeah, a bunch of lawsuits.
Gonorrhea.
Desist.
Yeah, cease and desist. That's it. That's what I was looking at. Haven't got any of those?
Taco Supreme.
Yeah.
Chimichangas.
TP for my bunghole.
For my bunghole.
Yeah, so we're on episode 50, and honestly, Aaron been a big part of this podcast. He's helped me out from day one. Even before the podcast, he introduced me to podcasting. So it just feels like this feels good having him on episode 50. We're doing good.
Yeah.
People are liking it. I don't understand, but hey, people are liking the content.
It's epical.
You gotta revolve to survive.
We gotta revolve it to survive. But on
People
that
in
note,
glass houses sink ships.
yeah, exactly. Well, before we get all carried away with all this Q&A and stuff, while you were gone in Texas, Aaron,
Yeah.
I actually I gotta put Amy on the spot.
Oh, shit balls.
I know.
Titty sprinkles.
I
Mexican stinky balls.
I text her and I said, "Hey, can you find that Wolverine that's somewhere in that fucking freezer?" And she goes, "Yeah, why?" I said, "Because I want to get that mounted for you."
Did you find it?
Yeah, she found that little
Oh,
fucking
man.
Wolverine. He found that Wolverine. So
I'm blushing.
I know our boys over at Gil over at Adventure Wildlife Studios.
Yeah.
He's hooking it up, dude.
Dang.
He's a big fan of yours. He fucking does awesome work. That's just one part of it. Just a thank you.
No homo. That's sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's nice.
Like the candy that rots your teeth out.
But here's something that
Cotton candy.
our patrons helped us out. This is a high end thing I'm about to give you. Okay. So
Very coveted.
so like
Very coveted.
for all you patrons, thank you for chipping in on this because I would not have been able to afford this off Amazon. Okay. I wanted to give this little reward to Aaron on our 50th episode because he's been there from day one. Like I said, he's helped me out. I kind of want to give out a gladiator award for each year or someone that helps us out, and he's been there from day one.
Token of
So-
appreciation.
Take this
There you-
$25 gift certificate to TGI Fridays. Thank you, Aaron.
Well, he might be better off with the TGI thing, but I got him a trophy for all you patriots. This is the Gladiator Aaron Snyder 2020 MVP award. I got to give it to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here you go, from us to you. Easy. That's breakable.
Thank you. Look
Speech.
at that.
Speech.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Well,
Thank you, Luke.
We're
gonna put this above the bed, like right at the top of the headrail.
Look at that form. That's only a Tragies' form.
I know, but see,
No
everybody
gangster league.
Watch.
Yep, there's
Now
the
that's
gangster.
me.
league.
Yeah, I gotta mount it like that.
bend
I'm
it
all
a little
crooked
bit.
gangster.
But
bullet.
like I said, that's just a little thing. I just wanted to say thank you, because I know that we talked on the podcast before about how what was one of your coolest animals you've taken, and I know you're not a big taxidermy guy
Yeah.
that does it, but the only reason I thought of this, hey, will you guys hit that heater down for me? You look at Rogan's podcast. It's fucking, the shit, right? It's the bomb.
Yeah.
And he has that fucking big ass Wolverine, wolf looking whatever it is, right? Well,
What you doing, Jerry?
Jerry's.
Someone commented that the comments are taking up the lower half of the screen, so I'm trying to adjust Luke's janky ass setup here.
Oh, okay.
Someone get me the duct tape. Because I'm not lying. One of the
Shut
cameras
up, Jerry. I'm speeching here.
That's a good idea, though. Maybe we put the Wolverine in here as the Werewolf of London, and we can transfer it. It can sit here for a while, then go down to Kafaru Cast.
Well, it's your choice, but I just wanted to say having you shoot a Wolverine should be fully life-size mounted and be able to admire it because that shit's the shit, man.
It was
It's awesome.
Epical.
Epical, you know what I'm saying?
I hope he could plug them fucking iron will holes up because it looked like Swiss cheese when I was done. Motherfucker bit the arrow off on the third
Did he
one.
really?
So
Is that the pose you went with? Was biting the arrow?
I got a mean face coming.
when we went down there, the first time Adam was the guy with me, and you could hear him fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, one of them blew out, and I popped up. I hit the first one. I hit it. Motherfucker's not that big, right? So I hit it a little high, and you could see the hole. I was like, okay. Then the second one was 40 or 50. I just gripped it and ripped it and rolled it, and we thought it was dead. It wasn't dead. We got down there, and it was plenty alive, and I could hear Adam threw a round upstairs, and I was like, oh, don't shoot it, and it charged, and I hit it at 6 yards right here.
Oh,
And
shit.
it pinned it to the ground. fucking little cocksucker bit that arrow in half, pulled himself off of it.
No
Died-
kidding.
Died right in front of me. Oh yeah.
At 6 yards?
Yeah, what did I say? You couldn't have put a greased flaxseed through my ass with a hammer. Because I'm like, little motherfucker. I hope he can't run as fast as me with them little legs.
Well, I mean, that's honestly the truth because that shit would scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it was.
They're not very
interesting.
big though, are they?
No, but they'll beat shit out of a grizzly bear. So I mean, they're tough, but it's not like it's like how many times you see a wolverine, right? I
Yeah,
know
that's
to
what I'm
expect.
saying.
I just figured you just keep shooting, right?
Yeah.
just keep
Well,
putting carbon.
so
in the
how
air.
far were you when you first shot that fucker?
I didn't range 12, 14 yards.
Oh
close.
my God.
Like here to the window, probably.
No kidding.
That's why I hit high. Fuck, I never practice. Well, I do now, but I don't practice that close very often. And I kind of just, gripped it. I didn't, I shoot gap shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just gripped it and ripped it. And I knew that one would, it wasn't maybe, if it wasn't lethal, it was close because it was high, but the hole in it was substantial. So I knew, it was in trouble. But, I mean, shit doesn't happen very often. It's just right place, right time. And, stroke of luck when the one blew out, the other one was looking around to see,
Right.
what was going on. And the one I shot was, I think when they checked it in, 40-something pounds. And
Really?
the one that actually ran away was a lot bigger,
Like,
10 pounds.
Oh,
which is
shit,
a lot,
really?
right? Oh, it was noticeably big when we glassed them up. When I first saw them, I thought they were wolves. I saw them with my eyes. I'm like,
are those wolves?
are those wolves? Because I would have shot that too. And then that's figured I was a wolverine. Then I make sure we could put my goat tag on it. And they were like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Man, I've shot
Enough
mountain
goats."
I said, and I'm not going to get this chance again. And we got on the sat phone to make sure it was legal. And by the time they called back and they were gone, and I'm like, "Well, it's just not meant to be. They're gone." And motherfuckers came right back, started fighting again, and we dropped down and I killed one. So it was pretty.
And there was
crazy.
2 total?
2 of them. Yeah.
Well, they're both males.
I didn't have time to check the package on the one running away. Honestly, I was a little worried about the other one fucking eating me. So I don't know. But the one I shot was a male. Not that I knew.
Yeah.
But whatever flipped it over had a wiener, so it was a male.
Are they big?
No.
His wiener?
No,
Yeah.
No. Little Wolverine, little wiener.
A little hot dog wiener?
Like it took me a minute to find it.
Really?
Yeah,
Tucked
like-
in. It looked like me outside peeing right now.
Yeah,
It's cold as
exactly.
fuck out there.
It is. I farted. You could hear it hit the ground. It's fucking cold.
Dude, it is. But
That reminds
anyways,
me, I got a joke whenever we're done with this to start it all off.
okay, where you are. But anyways, I just wanted to say, over at Gil over at Adventure Life Studios, he took care of it. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna fucking make this thing look badass for a badass hunter." I said, "Well, Aaron shot it. I didn't shoot it."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, well, then I'll do my best." Then. But
Exactly.
yeah, so he's gonna take care of it. But like I said, I just wanted to say thank you, Aaron, for 50 episodes. We're in the bucket now, baby. We're going big time.
50.
We're gonna catch up to Cafarocast, I think.
Almost. We're at 6 million downloads.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're like 5.9 or something. We're pretty close, bro.
I don't even know how to tell that because, like, we don't, how do you?
It's
figure it
weird.
out
It's
with-
hard with Podbean.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was to say because it doesn't count iTunes.
No.
So who knows? And you don't get to see how many people listen. It's downloads. So I mean, I'm sure your numbers are better than they are because it's not counting. I guess it'd be called an RSS feed when somebody just hits play.
Yep.
If they don't download it, you don't get.
Yeah,
you don't
I
get
know.
that. That doesn't count.
It's nuts. So if you guys are listening to the podcast, fucking download that shit, Craig.
Craig,
No, but no,
they-
it's actually
they
good.
can.
We're actually right at 100,000 on Podbean. Like we're probably a couple thousand away from 100,000. So
we'll hit
it's
it after
good.
this one. We'll get
Yeah, for sure. We hope so. But that's why it's always good to have you there, and that's why I gave you the MVP trophy. You're a true pimp, true player. But yeah, so what do you got? I want to hear this joke.
So there.
Hold on.
Yeah. You know who's back up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, okay, let's go, Aaron.
Okay, so there was 2 little people.
Like midgets,
I don't think you're supposed to say that anymore, but yeah.
elves.
Yeah, they're just shorter than normal. And they hooked up with 2 prostitutes. Right? So they go back to the hotel.
Are those midgets?
Nope. They
Okay.
were life size. As the story was told to me.
Okay.
I can't say firsthand.
I
So,
think you could mess
the
with
one-
a wet dream.
The one little person went, took his prostitute to the one room, the other to the other, and the one little guy can't get it up, can't get an erection, and
I hate when that happens.
he's listening into the other room where his buddy's at, and he's just laying it on her all night. You can hear 1, 2, 3, here I come, over and over. He's like, God, my buddy's just railing her. I can't even get it up. So the next morning they leave, they meet up, right? And one little guy says, I couldn't get it up, couldn't get it hard on, and the other one goes, you think that's bad? I couldn't even get on top of the fucking bed.
Now that's good. Now that's funny. I like that. I I definitely like that. That was good.
That should kick off this podcast.
That's I would have been just like, get your ass on the floor, baby. So we get down. You're gonna get some carpet burns.
Oh shit!
Yeah, right, Luke. You'd be like, pick me up.
I would. I'd be like, pick me up, bitch. Let's go. So, anyways, you did a post earlier today on Q&A. We thought it would be good. Just talk about like let's give what the people want to hear. I know it's a little bit out of our league, so I'm thankful you're here to answer these questions because I heard some of these FOC questions and tuning a bow and shit like that. I'm like, this is the wrong motherfucker to ask me.
So we'll just scroll down and I'll kind of rotate between what I got from text messages, what's
what was
on that
key,
post,
yeah,
and then what was on my normal Instagram messages, and we'll just rotate around those. And some of these are actually I don't know. We'll have to decide if I answer them because some of them are
well, if you can't answer them, I can.
well, it's kind of like the history with like the Gritty Gunman and things like that, and
Dirty
I'm like,
laundry.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't mind answering.
Yeah, no,
Bad.
well,
I think people just were curious on
what's going on?
what's going on. So,
Yeah, well, let's just let's dig into this bitch as I drink tequila. Fuck it.
all right, let's go. Okay, so Trace Moorhead official, who actually was just down with Scotty and his wife. Can you touch on arrow length versus draw length for compound people? They think that if you have a 29-inch draw, you need a 29-inch arrow, and that is totally not true. I actually cut my arrows all the way back to just in front of my arrow rest, usually. Some people might worry about the broadhead being over their hand, but in general, I just say leave it 3/8 in front of the arrow rest in case you pull back really hard, your broadhead doesn't hit the rest, but focus more on tuning and just try to stay, as a rule of thumb, 3/8 to 1/2 inch in front of the arrow rest. And you're good, but your arrow should not necessarily match your draw length. And if it tunes that way, then great, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah, I was gonna just say as long as it doesn't, cause any blood off your fingers, you know what I mean? Like, yeah you'd be good.
Don't lose the finger. All right.
I say get yourself a bow
Yeah,
from No Limits.
get a technician.
Can Luke explain something you've taught him over the time you've known him? Maybe the most important thing he has picked up from you.
Dude, Luke can barely explain how to make toast. Like, what are you talking about? What?
Honestly,
that?
the one thing that you have taught me, you know how you we shoot at American Bowman and we're on a hill
Yeah.
and the cam lean
Yeah, going into the hillside.
going in the hillside. That is probably has been
Keeping your beveled.
yeah my beveled, and I know my bow feels like it's rocking hard one way, but trust that bevel.
Yeah, trust the bevel.
You know what I mean? And
And your level. Trust them both.
but yeah, that's what I would say. Like honestly, and yeah, that's probably one.
All right. Do you give anything up going from an AAE Max Stealth to a hybrid? I don't believe so. So one thing, while this guy's asking, AAE, which I'm super good friends with AAE. We came out with the trad vein together. I've shot their veins forever. Not all of AAE veins are made the same, and so I'll have guys using a prep pin on hybrids or trad veins, and read the fucking directions. You on the AAE, like the Max Stealths, you use a prep pin and a wipe. With hybrids, it's a lick and stick. With hybrids, it's a lick and stick, and so you can just glue it straight on, but I don't think you're giving anything up. All right, from Struggle Stick Association. Any idea when the Black Widow will have G10 risers available? From my understanding, I talked to Toby last week. They were ordering a couple chunks of the tan or green. I'm not sure which one in black.
Yeah, in early fall.
Probably summer. Yeah, summer. Early
That was a
fall.
hunch.
best way to keep your hands warm when shooting a tab. So there's a few options. One, hot hands are important. Get the 18-hour ones. A hand muff is one that's important to me, so I keep a glove on my left hand and my hand muff in my right. The other thing, there's actually a duck hunting glove. I think it's called the Collar, and it's a big glove for your left hand, and there's a pocket that you can slide your right hand into. And I put a hot hand in there, and then I keep my tab, obviously, on my hand. That's a good tree stand one, but a hand a muff is really good. That'll help out with that, and then keeping a glove on your left. There are a set of in fact, Tomas, you asked me when I walked in for cold weather gloves because my hands get cold. The whitetail mitten from Sitka. It's not really. I mean, it's a mitten, but you can fold the mitten part back, and I can actually shoot with that mitten on. If you're shooting a trad bow and you're not shooting an elevated rest, the front of that mitten from your left hand may get in the way. I shoot an elevated so the broadhead doesn't hit, but those are a few different ideas. You live in the fucking cold north. You got any ideas?
I wear the fingerless gloves from First Light. Those, they're like wool.
So when it's 15, you wear fingerless gloves. Mm-hmm. Don't listen to Jerry.
Fuck,
You
Jerry.
fucking, I'm a pussy. I can't do that shit. I'll look like this. Hey, everyone.
You want to see what frostbite looks like?
Yeah, no shit. What was that on Mr. Deeds? His hands will look
Yeah.
like that.
Well, that's a problem. You guys are
Venison.
hunting when it's way too
Venison.
fucking cold.
Gotcha. All right. What hunts would you run a tarp for? Where could you see someone getting in trouble with a tarp they might think is fine? That's from Fireman 80. The things with a tarp, how I suggest this is if there's an extremely bad bug problem, you're not going to die, but that's one where a tarp might not be great. And if it's extremely cold and super high winds, because obviously it's just ripping underneath, those are the two big ones. I don't worry. I mean, obviously snow can blow in there and rain or whatever, but I mean, with a tarp, you can get away with quite a bit. The bug thing is probably the biggest issue. Now, if you're running in the desert and there's scorpions and tarantulas and snakes and shit, obviously that's a little bit different. But as far as weather goes, I really base it off of how much weight I want to save, how long I'm going when I go out, the bug problem, the weather. So let's say if I'm only going out for 2 days and it's a long ways in, I'm bringing a tarp. I'm saving the weight. I can withstand anything no matter what for a couple days. If I'm going long term, I'm probably going to bring a shelter, especially if inclement weather's coming on board. So just things like that are what you want to think about. Has Luke killed Nestor after the failed cat hunt yet? Is your wheezing getting any better?
So I had a pneumonia. Ammonia?
Does that start with a P?
Pneumonia.
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 It starts with a P.
It's
Correct.
it's silent. It's silent. But that's just my accent. I'm Mexican. Either way, yeah, I have not killed him yet, but I did. I almost died. But I made it because I'm a G, and I'm ready to go back out.
All right. When aiming with a trad bow, do you keep one eye closed? When I shoot with anything, I keep both eyes open. The left eye squints a little, but rifle, pistol, compound, I shoot with both eyes open. That's the way I was taught. You're shutting down a lot of your field of view when you close your left eye. So if you can, or right eye, whatever, bow hand you're shooting from, I would keep both open if you can. The next thing somebody will probably message me, I'm right eye dominant and I shoot left-handed, or left eye dominant and shoot right. I would strongly suggest not doing that. If you're right eye dominant, shoot a right-handed bow. If you're left eye dominant, shoot left-handed. It's going to take you a month or two to get used to it, but you will never be as good as you are capable of being if you have to close the one eye that's dominant. You'll about see cross-eyed. So, what's up? Anything?
The P is pneumonia is silent like Luke's cardio game. From Crumb_Brad88.
Good one,
I will
Crumb.
find you, and I will kill you.
Is Luke the best guide in the room? Definitely.
I don't know. That buffalo hunt, I probably gave Luke a run for his
You
money.
did good. You did good. Even when I was on the hood of the truck.
No, that was the roof.
Yeah, the roof. That whip got Western quick for tame buffaloes. Any info on the new Bob Lee bow limbs? I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get in trouble for this shit, but fuck it. So how it worked is, as I understand it, Brian Broderick with Day 6 is very familiar with carbon, helped out Spartan bows. And I think it's Bushman bows that makes a bow called a Spartan, Bushman bows. And that riser and limb from Bushman bows. I don't know how much Broderick had a part in that, but it was a fairly good amount on the Spartan design. It's a super curve limb. I think what happened, since Broderick and Jake are friends, Jake talked to Broderick and they implemented that technology and that limb onto a Bob Lee hardcore with a stable lock. My opinion with that limb compared to what Bob Lee originally offered, that limb is going to beat out every limb they've ever offered. It's wider, so it's more. It has more torsional stability. With the carbon and the width, it's not as narrow. You're going to have really good speed. It's not quite as super curved as the like the ones I'm shooting, the Uka Urbis or maybe a Border Hex limb or something. But it's extremely stable, and I would suggest getting that limb above any of the other Bob Lee limbs from the knowledge I have of it and the experience with the Spartan bow. I think that's all how that all came about. Don't quote me on that shit and get a hold of Jake Downs or Bob Lee or Brian Broderick, but I think that's what happened. Brian Broderick with Day 6 had the technology along with Bushman bows. They partnered up and helped. And I don't know if Bushman had anything to do with it or it was just Brian, but they helped Bob Lee through Jake to get that going. The only thing I laughed about it is I got, along with others, Randy Cooling, we pestered Widow enough to make a carbon limb.
Yeah.
And God damn it, Bob Lee comes out with one right after that. I'm like, holy shit. But technology, right? I mean, it's like anything. Keeps you on your toes, right? I mean, it's only better for the user because it keeps everybody trying to improve.
Well, it's like what we were saying last week. You got to thrive to survive.
Thrive to survive.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? You got to revolve.
Well, you got to revolve to make
Got
it
to
too.
revolve to survive.
Yeah, got to revolve.
I'm not sure when you said that, but about the time you hadn't said anything too stupid for like a day, you threw that out and you were like, you got to revolve to survive. And I was like, the fuck you say?
But it stuck with you, right?
Oh, it ain't going away.
Yeah.
Epical, revolve to survive.
It's
Hey, it could be true. You might need to turn in fucking circles to survive.
Got to turn that shit around.
it's the truth. It's like a revolver.
Revolver. Yep. All right. First time high country mule deer tips.
Don't get sick.
Man, be patient. Stay behind the glass a long time. Don't camp in the fucking basin that the deer live in. I mean, those are the big ones, right? It's glass from a distance. Figure out your approach. We're actually going to be doing a seminar on this, I think, over at Rocky Mountain Specialty Gear in the mid next month. And I'll be talking about it as well in my seminar for the Wyoming Bow Hunters Association on the 18th and 19th, I think.
Give or
He's not
take.
listening. Yeah, somewhere in there. All right. Can you tell people that the elk hunting in Colorado sucks? It actually, over-the-counter elk hunting is getting a little bit rough, so go to Idaho. Was going to buy new Maven 10x42s, but have some well-used SLT 10x42s for about the same price lined up. Any experience with Swarovski warranty as a second owner? Are the Swaros actually that much better than the Mavens? So how that breaks down, and Maven makes unbelievable glass. You're gonna when you compare, you're talking about chromatic aberration, edge-to-edge clarity, pin cushioning. There's a bunch of different things to look at, but the easiest way to tell is if you take SLC HD or an SLC and a Maven and you put it on the tripod outside at last light. And Amy and I used to do this a bunch at the old house. You're going to see about a 3-minute from a Maven B2 to a SLC, a 3 to 5 minute difference in glassing light. There's other things there might be a different, but the Swarovski will stay brighter a little bit longer than the Maven. The Maven is an unbelievable binocular. You will probably get charged as a second-hand owner for Swarovski if you do something super stupid, like drop the fucker and break it. They're probably going to charge you. Having said that, Bart dropped mine.
Yeah.
We sent him in. They fixed him. Bart did, but he wasn't the original owner. And it's not like anybody at Swarovski knew who I was in the repair department. So I think Swarovski's warranty is pretty unbelievable. Maven's is good as well. But if I had to pick on that specific choice, I would choose the SLC. Any thoughts on creating a saddle hunting pack? Yeah, we've thought about it. How much does Luke Guide Service charge for a state record mule deer?
Depends on the time of the year. For like right now, after Christmas, it's pretty high because I need to get my funds back up.
Yeah, I need to get the one. This one's better from Tort Life. Luke, can you talk about your locksmith skills?
This motherfucker. Did you guys hear what happened?
Oh, yeah.
I did. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You want me to tell you how to break a window without looking like a retard?
dude, those things are harder than they look.
So just
Don't use your face.
take a piece of porcelain, pull out a spark plug, and then hit it that hard. It'll blow the window up.
Bull.
Oh, well, I'll bet you a lot of money on that one.
Listen, Linda.
No, I'm telling you, Linda, you're going to fucking lose. Don't bet me.
No, okay, I'm not gonna bet you. I had one of those real like lifesavers, breaking glass, little pointing things, survivals things.
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking breaking it, trying to break it, wouldn't break it. I was hurting my knuckles trying to break out of the glass.
So
Right?
anyway, if you take a little piece of porcelain and throw it against the window, it'll break.
Okay,
I promise.
porcelain. Where are you gonna get fucking porcelain at?
Spark plug.
In
You
your
just
engine. See, this is the fucking problem, Luke. I just said how to do it.
Yeah, but then how you gonna get in your hood when your fucking car's locked?
Well, you can't do anything to get in yours.
No.
Yeah, so I would suggest like the scissors that I have from Gerber makes them, Leatherman. They come with, you can get those with porcelain on them. Just carry that on your pocket knife.
In your pocket knife. Okay.
Yep.
Just,
All right.
just throw it like a pottery
No, and
barn.
if you don't know that, you're not going to buy one. But yeah, the little tip on the end of some
Yeah.
of those, that's a porcelain tip for popping out a window.
The one I had was cheap ass one because it didn't fucking work. It didn't work at
But
all.
the other thing too, as far as breaking in, so like on a Tundra, they're fairly easy to break into. Not that you had all of this, but if you can just take a wedge, you can get a clothes hanger right down and pop it.
I took
But-
my antenna and tried to do it. So what happened was I was at a job site filming my drone, flying it, and my kid with me. And I locked my keys in the car with my kid inside it.
It happens.
Fucking, he was trying to scream and cry. I was like, oh, fuck, what do? Do I call 911?
I would have done what you did. I mean, the thing is, and this is one thing that Tort doesn't understand. He hasn't a kid. So when you have a kid, you'll die for that kid,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, and then you panic, and so to me, there was probably going to be a 15-minute response time. So you got to watch that kid cry for 15 minutes.
Yep.
So even though I made fun of you, I would have broke the window.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to handle Kaylee crying.
Yeah, no,
you know.
dude. I was like, fuck, do I fucking
If
call
it was your-
locksmith?
If it was your daughter, it would have been different because
Yeah.
you could have had a conversation like, no big deal, honey, just hang out. She's
Yeah.
been fucking around in there, no problem. But how old's little
Marty's one.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a shitty diaper, fucking crying, ready for fucking deal. I was like, oh God, what am I gonna do? I literally took rocks. Like, Tay was with me. I literally was throwing them at my truck. About broke my rear mirror. And I was like, fuck, how do I break this bitch?
Porcelain.
So,
So-
fuck that. I went to the truck. I took the hitch off the ball, the hitch.
Yeah.
The whole thing, and I chucked that motherfucker. I did. Well, it's $300. Fuck it. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. No. I mean, I thinking about Kaylee and everything else. I
Yeah,
don't
fuck
think
it, man. My kid in there. My fault. Parenting 101. Give me that trophy back.
Yeah. Hey, I agreed with you. Best all-around target on the market right now for outdoor use. So I would say for a 3D Mackenzie Delta, their Pro Series, probably one of the best buys for a 3D. I was amazed is that stupid gargoyle, that green thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
shot
fun.
the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
thing.
it's
still
cool.
good. As far as a actual target for shooting, not a 3D, Matrix would be up there. Reinhardt is definitely up there as
The
well.
18-1 is good. Yeah.
Yep, the 18-1, and then I just got a red one. I think it's from Morel.
Morale, that one's cool. The dice.
I was surprised that one's unbelievable too.
Yeah.
So the best, I would say, Matrix is the best for a target for a 3D Mackenzie Delta. I've had really good luck with those. Reinhardt makes good 3D targets too, but I'd give the upper hand on the actual target to Reinhardt, on the 3D to Mackenzie Delta. But I think Matrix overall is better than all of them when you talk about just shooting a target. So, all right. Any word on a Canadian Cafaro distributor? Yes, we are working with them right now. And I'm not talking about it anymore because I don't want you guys to pester the fuck out of me. How about compound physical bow weight and stabilizer setup? That's not something I'm really going to answer with a number because that is totally dependent on the person. I shoot a pretty heavy bow. We talked about this the other day on a podcast. Don't just throw an offset stabilizer on your bow for the fuck of it. It needs to actually perform and do something, meaning help your bow level out quicker. But as far as mass weight, I literally would just screw around with weights on the bow to see what grouped best. And then I shot a heavy bow for the most part, which did kind of suck packing in. But if you're adding weight to the bow and your group's not getting better, then don't add weight. But my bow weighed 11 pounds with all the arrows in it, so it's pretty heavy. Best place to start gathering info, planning a moose or caribou hunt, and how many times has Luke broke his nose? Well, you're going to have to answer that one.
I'm reading some of these smart ass questions. What was the question?
How many times you broke your nose?
Oh fuck, probably 6 to 8 times.
I was
Probably.
gonna say, who knows how many times you broke it and you didn't.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you broke it.
Like for real, like probably 6 or 8 times. Yeah.
Yeah, and then best place to start gathering info, planning a moose or caribou hunt. Man, it depends on where you're trying to go. There's places in Alaska where they can kind of set it up for a float hunt. Pristine Ventures is a good place that'll help you get going. I'm probably not the best guy to ask.
What's that meat taste like? Caribou.
Good. Very
It's good?
Yeah, really good. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's rutted up bulls that taste like shit, but mine was amazing. We ate almost all mine while we were up there. So
Oh, really?
opinions on the EL 8.5 by 42s. One of the best binoculars ever made in the history of mankind. Can we hear about the larger teepees? Not yet. ETA on the Kafaru pre-workout? No, I'm not going to say that. Best guided hunt for someone best guided hunt for someone who's never done one. I'm the wrong guy to ask on that, and I think there's a little bit of probably confusion because I've only been on a couple guided hunts. So a lot of the times, like when I'm going with Lander for mule deer,
Yeah.
I mean, technically, am I guided? Somebody has to be there to make it legal, but they just stay in the truck. Not that I'm not grateful for. He's showing me where the deer are on the landing.
Yeah, he
nest,
knows
but,
his areas.
But like a true, like a Dall sheep, caribou. I don't know. I've never been on one of those. The only technically what I would say guided hunt I've been on was through Lander for a grizzly. You got to have a guide, and that hunt fucking sucked, dick. It was horrible. Not Lander's fault. Just didn't see any bears. So as far as guys asking info for guided stuff, I'm just not your guy because I haven't been on very many guided hunts. I've helped out a lot of guys that are friends of mine that are guides, but then you're not guided. So I didn't go through all the bullshit normal people would have to do because they're my buddies. So Bart technically guided me on my cats, but Bart's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
So I can't really say I was guided because he's calling me a fuck stick because I walk in the door. It's a little bit different than going on an actual guided hunt. So
Here, let's do some of these from the live feed. What part of Wyoming is Kafaru possibly looking to move?
I don't know.
Pass. Best new bow on the market, in your opinion, and best of the big 5 brands.
The one that you like best is the best one. Truly, it's hard for me to say because it's so dependent on each person. As far as my own opinion, well, the new Matthew, they're all unbelievable. I'm not even going to say because I mean it's pick and fly shit out of chili. They're that close, so it really depends on the person. Matthews' new bow is good. Hoyt's is really good. That new Expedition is unbelievable. I haven't shot the Elite or the Primes. I've heard they're unbelievable. So in this day and age, you can't buy a bad bow. There's a new 34-inch bow that's badass coming from PSE. They're all good. I mean, it's going to depend on which one you like the best.
This one's for Luke. What Mexican doesn't know how to break into a car?
That is a very good question, actually.
Listen, Linda. Next.
I know the answer to this one, but I'm going to let Aaron talk about it. String walk or point on for hunting?
I would not string walk at all for hunting. I don't care what whitetail or anything. Don't string walk. So I would say
Is that a recurve question?
Yeah. I would say I do gap shooting, and so if you can imagine, this is your animal. So when I draw back at full draw, if I put my point on the vitals, I hit it. At 30, I'm down where the top of my arrow's in the armpit. At 25, I'm at the knee, and at 20, I'm at the hoof. I grip it and rip it after that. That's quicker. And even a fixed crawl is not, I don't think anybody for Western hunting should do a fixed crawl, which is where you have a knot tied below your nock, let's say 3/4 of an inch, which allows you to put your tab, the top finger, and hook to that drawback, and that you can aim right at it at 27 yards and hit it. I think gap shooting and instinctual is the best thing for Western hunting, and do not string walk. Face walk's all right, I think, but not string walk.
And last one, Luke, did you give up the trad bow?
No, I just never started it.
Go ahead. You got any more?
Let's see. Best way to get trad veins to fletch well in a Bitzenberger. He says, I filed the clamp and still getting subpar results.
You suck. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, what you're doing, but the base is really small on that. I don't know what kind of glue you're using, but I haven't had any issue. Once I filed the clamp, mine all stick. You might want to try a contact spray where you spray the arrow, let it, dry just a hair, and then it dries immediately. But I haven't had any trouble getting mine to stick.
Ever tried the Scarpa Inverno boots?
Not that one, no.
Who hits harder, Luke or Aaron?
I'd say Luke probably hits harder.
On what? Some puss?
Do you gap shoot at your wife? I don't know. Ask your ex-girlfriend.
Hi-oh.
Got him!
Got it.
Sorry, honey. Oh, shit. All right. Advice for setting a trad bow up for beginners. Brace height, knock. Okay, the questions like these, man, I can't answer this shit. It totally depends on the bow. If it's a long bow, you're cut more towards center. Recurve, you're cut past center. There's just a lot there. Now, I will say there is 1.5 million videos from Tom Klum at Rocky Mountain Specialty Gear, Solid Archery Mechanics, Kafaru Cast, The Push, a bunch of other podcasts out there. There's a lot of info, but, man, all I'll do is get you all screwed up trying to answer this just because the questions are too variable. How to navigate Big Wood National Forest lands on the East Coast with a compass and map when you can't get above tree line for geographic reference, currently using a GPS, but would like to have backup of a compass. So when you're out west, you don't need a compass as much because you can train associate because you can see the mountains. If you're back east and it's flat, you're going to have handrails, catching features. So meaning you're going to have creeks that might help you, things like that. But if you don't have handrails or catching features to help guide you, you got to follow the compass. If you can't dead reckon, which most, I'd say 1 out of every 1,000 can dead reckon and actually walk in a fucking straight line without watching their compass, you're going to have to follow that compass, learn box methods to go around lakes, and you need to learn your pace count and a bunch of other shit. So you're just going to have to learn to manually land nav since you don't have the terrain features and things like that.
Luke, what's your opinion on that?
Good fucking Garmin, dude. GPS. Fucking GPS.
Specifically, Evolution Outdoors versus Sever. Either one's fine. I mean, they're both great. 70-pound, 29-inch, 520 grain arrow. Either one's fine. You could shoot a fork through a fucking animal with that setup. So I wouldn't worry about it. Go with the one that you like better.
I mean, realistically, you could, yeah.
What's Luke's favorite cryptic apparel?
I'm into the altitude right now, man. I like that. Get up.
Altitude line. All right. Forward deploying versus rear deploying broadheads. Your thoughts? There's goods and bads to both on mechanicals. I would honestly just stick to the two that were just listed: Evolution Outdoors and Sever. Both of those broadheads I know are good, and I don't have to worry about giving people advice to use those. If you're going to shoot a mechanical, I would stick to those two. What do you like about the B3 Ranger? I shoot it really well.
It feels nice.
Yeah. 3 things the hunting outdoor industry needs that it doesn't have. No comment. Where have you hunted in AK? Best units, moose, and caribou. That's another one. I don't have enough experience in Alaska. Get a hold of Tyler Friel, Cole Kramer. I'm sure Cole will help you because he's a guide. He'll send you right into his honey holes. Definitely everybody message Cole Kramer about Alaska. Start right fucking now. He'll help you out. Let's see. Chucky Westmoreland, recurve rest. What is the one to get? So if you have a drilled riser, The Pat Norris Springy Rest, the standard or the original, would be my strong suggestion. I just shoot a bare weather rest or a fishing line rest. You know what? Don't fuck with that fishing line rest. Ask Jake Downs or ask Wingard, Trent Wingard, and they'll explain the fishing line rest. But one to just stick on is the bare weather rest.
Blake Hunter asks, when is the best of the best shoot?
June.
Yeah, we're June, but we don't have an exact date. We're trying to go through that with all the other shoots and the openings at American Bowman. What team has the best chance to challenge for top spot at the best of the best shoot?
My team.
Luke's team.
Luke, if he finds who's the guy that you called out the last podcast?
So Dwayne Martin.
There you
go. If Dwayne Martin, I would say the top 3 would be Dwayne, and I don't know all the tournament shooters, but John Dimmer, John Dillinger, and Dwayne Martin are 3 very, very good shooters. And any of those 3 would be my pick if I was going to shoot a compound.
And if he tagged in Levi Morgan for himself, then he might have a chance at podium.
Probably. The Sickle Van, Aaron Snyder, how about some fucking arrow help while you're on the podcast? At what age can I start my kids shooting bows, and which bow do you recommend? 4 or 5. Just get I don't have a bow recommendation other than a cheap one they can pull back and buy a lot of shitty arrows.
Say Jake Downs would be a good person to ask.
Yeah, Jake would definitely be good because his little girl, she isn't very old, and she's winging arrows all over Hell's Half Acre. 3-blade versus 2-blade fixed blade broadheads. If you've got, this sounds horrible, penetration issues, you're going to want to shoot a 2-blade cut on contact. If you don't, and you're shooting an applicable setup, a 3-blade or a 2-blade with bleeders. So a Rocky Mountain specialty gear cutthroat 3-blade or a Iron Will standard or wide with the bleeders, those would be my suggestion. If it's something where you're going to have some penetration issues, the standard cutthroat or the standard standard Iron Will be fine. With a single bevel 2-blade, you're just not going to get that much blood. It's not going to leave that big of a hole. But if you have penetration issues, then that's something you need to look at.
Blaine wants to know, are you still shooting a clicker?
No, I took it off. And I put one on one bow the other day for practice close up. But in general, I haven't had one for probably 4 months. All the animals I shot this year, I either took the clicker off or lengthened it because I just wasn't using it. And I probably won't shoot with one other. Obviously, other than practice inside, I won't shoot with one outside. I don't think, maybe I will, but I'm not shooting with one right now. I've done OTC thing and CO for the last 4 years. I've killed 2 rags and a muley. I have 5 elk points and have gained some Western experience. Should I start applying for a better unit or keep building points and hunt OTC? I realize 5 points isn't shit and still have a lot to learn, but I'm not getting any under. I'd burn those points now or really soon. Between 5 and 7, you can get into some pretty good units. 5 and 9 in Colorado. Grab a knot and do a knot tutorial specifically on the. Yeah, that's not going to happen today.
How about 4 knots that you would recommend everyone know? 'Cause that was something after we did that podcast. I looked up
Prusik, taut line hitch. Those 2 are kind of the same. Bowline, square knot, sheep shank. Yeah, that's probably the ones I use. A bowline, Prusik, and taut line hitch the most. I can get away with just about anything, but square knot's handy. Figure 4 retrace is another good one. And all of these are applicable for certain things, like a square knot, figure 4 retrace. You're going to look, one of them to be good from attaching one smaller rope to one bigger one. A bowline's good if you're coming off a cliff and you need to rappel, like one of the sales ads I saw with a longbow off a guy's back, because we all fucking do that shit.
Well, I carry a helmet in the backcountry with me.
A helmet and a longbow strapped to my back, coming out of
Luke
a helicopter.
Probably should
at Whistler, British Columbia.
Fucking crazy.
So I would say, like the knots, you can learn any of this on YouTube. All of it's on there. We're going to do knot tying classes, like I talked about, and then I've partnered up. Kafaro has with Fieldcraft Survival. Those are a bunch of pipe hitting badass dudes with a lot of experience. Get on their webpage, get on their page. They got like a $10 deal to get on. They have land navigation courses, all kinds of crap. So as far as me trying to teach you knots on here, it ain't going to happen. I don't mind doing it, but we'd have to do a whole separate podcast, which would be boring as fuck if I did a knot tying class.
Yeah, that shit's not epical.
Anything else, homie?
Recommend an arrow build for Eastern Whitetail. Current setup seems fucked. 70 pounds, 29.5 draw length, Hoyt Vector Turbo.
So I'd shoot a 475 to 525 grain arrow. I'd work on making your bow really silent and shoot a wide fixed blade or a mechanical. And again, you know, I don't know what you mean by fucked, but you're not going to beat, I think, 1,100 and something feet per second is the speed of sound. So no matter how fast your bow is, you're not going to beat the speed of sound. So focus on making your bow quieter than your arrow faster and make sure everything flies good.
Why won't Aaron wear Under Armour?
I wear underwear all the time. I just wear it to the gym.
Under Armour.
Under Armour.
Yeah, I wear
You said
Armour.
underwear.
I wear underwear. That's not a problem. I got them on right now. Under Armour.
You've been hanging out with him too much.
You said Under Armour, right?
I said Under Armour. You said underwear.
Well, I did after you said it. No, I don't. I just as far as camo goes, I've messed around with Under Armour a little bit. I just feel it's not as up to speed as some of the other offerings. But I had an Under Armour tank top on today and my Keep Hammering shoes when I worked out in the gym. Go ahead.
Dude in the background got the Rona or blazing up? No, it's just Darth Vader Luke wheezing away.
Just me with a pneumonia.
Little wheezy.
You can't blame it totally on pneumonia.
And my nose been broken 6 times.
Fair enough.
I sound way better though, huh?
Coming to Colorado this fall, if our bullshit Canuck government lets me. Any recommendations for dealing with altitude training? Supplement-wise, I live at 3,000, and last time hiking at 8, I wanted to slit my wrist. I think you're fucked. Acclimate. Try to get out here as early as you can and acclimate. There is Wilderness Athlete has altitude advantage. There's some I've heard Cialis actually helps a ton. Although you probably don't want to be walking around with a walking heart on, trying to shoot an elk. But hey, you do what you got to do.
Do the old flipper up the belly
Yeah, no,
on the belt line.
give them the helicopter. Confuse them.
So it really does, really?
Yeah.
Why? For the blood flow or what? No kidding.
What's that to do with the capillaries and shit? I'm not a fucking doctor. I just play one on a podcast. But when you get here, drink a ton of water and electrolytes, acclimate. Don't go too fast. Don't push it too hard. But if you're prone to altitude sickness, you're kind of fucked. Just do your best. Anything else?
Nope.
Currently using standard 125 grain iron wheel vented broadhead. Is it worth switching to wide 125 grain broadheads or stick with the current broadhead setup? Thanks for all the knowledge you share. If you're hunting whitetail or something where you want to leave a bigger hole, I think it's worth have both. Inside of 40-50, they'll hit in the same spot. So, you know, with the stick bow, I shoot the wides. Go ahead.
Well, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
If it's working, keep it.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you get, let's say you hit a little bit back sometimes, it's going to be better to shoot a wider broadhead. It's no difference than shooting something with a 5.56 or a 338 Lapua. You hit something in the ass with a 5.56, it may keep going. You hit it with a Lapua, that's going to remember your name. So bigger hole, better. Not always. Fucking totally walked into that one. I mean, for me, a big hole is fine, all right? But these two, I don't know.
Oh, fuck. Hey, when Aaron's coming.
God damn it.
So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Shit. I totally fucked.
This short drink break is brought to you by our people over at KillCliff.com. Energy drinks that don't suck. You ever wonder why this podcast is the bomb.com? Well, I'm going to tell you why. It's because we be sipping on those Ignites all night long. My personal favorite is that cherry lime Ignite. And when I'm feeling a little freaky, I mix a little Tito's with it. And it is the bomb. There's no sugars. It's all natural flavors, B vitamins, electrolytes. And I mentioned it's totally American and a proud partner of the Navy SEAL Foundation. Yeah. But it doesn't just stop there. They got a whole line of CBD recovery drinks with the brand new Flamin' Joe out. Mango Tango Orange Crush, Strawberry Daze, and the GOAT. Give them a try. Go to killcliff.com, check them out, pick your flavors, and when you're done, type in that GU15 to save that money.
Let me go back and tell my joke about 2 midgets.
Oh, my God.
How many ounces of water does Aaron drink a day?
120 What do you think, honey? Probably 120 or more. 120 to 150.
How many times you piss a day then?
How big is that? Is that
This is 50. I piss once an hour, for sure.
Yeah. God damn.
When can we expect an announcement on the Canadian distributor for Cafaro? I'm sure we'll announce it when it's ready.
in the future?
I'm positive of that. Details on Canadian operation. We're going to have one. Serious question. Aero builds have been a huge topic. Right now, I run 27 3/4 Victory VAP Elite 250 shafts with 200 grains up front on all steel. I think that's supposed to be, say, Ethics system, and 100 grain tip. AAE 2.75 3-inch vanes. So I don't have the money to test a bunch of aero setups, and I shoot 80 pounds at 29.5 DL. Can you give me your top 3 arrows and components with them? Not FMJ guy. Good, I love you already. But I trust your choices. So my first would probably be if you were going to shoot an X Impact from Black Eagle. I'm a big fan of those. And I designed a new component system for those with billet iron will to solve the skinny shaft problem with components. That would be a good one. The higher end Easton Axis and Black Eagle Rampages would be another one with the iron will component system. And then you can choose to run like a Rocky Mountain Cutthroat 3-blade. I killed a ton of shit with those, and iron will, whatever you want. I would say stick with those two. The Axis or Rampage or the Black Eagle X Impacts would be some good ones. Can Luke tell us about his MMA career, both fighting and coaching?
It's on YouTube, baby. Check it out. Google me.
I got 5 on it.
Check my Google. You can Google me. Or wait, hey, what is that? What is that? What do you call that on the internet when you have a Wikipedia?
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm on Wikipedia. I got my own Wikipedia.
Did you write it yourself? Did
Yeah.
you have somebody else write it? 'Cause you can't
Did
spell.
I write it myself?
Would you recommend people training with elevation masks who do not live in the mountain? I don't think those work. They constrict air. Like when we used to train, I'd wear a mouthpiece to constrict to get used to it, but I don't think they actually do shit for getting you ready for altitude.
Everybody's training right now for elevation. We got to wear fucking masks here in Colorado.
No shit. With all the bow, stick bow, and compound out there, which ones are you most impressed by over past years? So stick bows, I would probably say, the new Bob Lee with the new limbs, the Black Widow, both the new G10 riser, which they haven't actually come out with, and their carbon limbs, the standard Black Widows. Trent Wingard's system is really good. Actually, Trent Wingard's, the only downside of Trent Wingard's system is you got to wait 19 months to get it. But other than that, he makes a great bow. My favorite bow I've ever shot right now is a system I have, which is a Border Tempest, which is an ILF riser with the Uka Urbis or the new Altai limbs. Those are pretty impressive. So if you want to go ILF and get made fun of by old guys that wear fedoras and plaid, you want to get an ILF system like I have, and I would strongly suggest one of the Uka limbs for those, and there's others as well. The Trad Lab, Cody Greenwood, is really up on all those different limb systems. If you want to go more of the custom build, Black Widow obviously is a huge favorite of mine. The Bob Lee, that Stablelock system's pretty unbelievable. Trent Wingard, South Cox makes a great bow. There's a lot of good bowyers out there. Compound-wise, probably the biggest surprise really of any bow I've ever shot was that the Expedition M16, as well as their newer bows. But all the bows on the compound side are unbelievably good. That Matthews last year was unbelievable. I don't know that there's gonna be anything coming out in the compound world that is so state of the art that it puts them that far ahead of anyone else. It's really going to depend on what you want, the speed that you want, and how it feels on the draw cycle. All of that. The compound bow thing's much easier than a stick bow. I can pick up pretty much any compound that's a certain length and shoot it really well, where a stick bow is definitely more of an extension of your body, and you have to have that feel to it, where a compound, I don't have that as much. I don't know if I answered that question worth a shit. Let's see. I thought hitting the target at all was good. How do I get good enough to score 8s? Please don't kill me. We're going to circle back to that.
Better than 5s.
This is from Cody Palacios, so I know this won't be good. Over under this year on how many times I comment. Aaron's animal stacking bodies and banging toddies. He always says that.
I know. That's going to be way over.
What would the top 3 things to know that you'd suggest for first-timer heading out west? Man, I don't know that I could list 3 things. I mean, this isn't what you're asking. Do your best to... No, go ahead.
Say if you think you're fit enough, you're not. Keep going. Go a little bit harder.
Go as hard as you can, as fast as you can, for as long as you can. I'm just fucking with you. I pulled that off a movie. That's 3 things.
Is that you went a quarter mile at a time?
No, that's not some Fast and Furious 37.
Yeah.
No, just when you go out, just try to have fun. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't get too excited. And just try to stay in it. Like, don't get too down on yourself. You could be working. As I say that, less people isn't going to bother me in the woods, but I don't shoot me a message on that one, and I'll try and help you out. Favorite broadhead for compound, mechanical, and fixed. Man, there's too many. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of 2 primaries, which is the Rocky Mountain Cutthroat 3-blade and Iron Will. Those are my 2 favorites. Mechanical, I listed them before, Evolution and Sever. Thoughts on Nexus arrows? I have no thoughts on those arrows whatsoever. When will you open registration for the trad compound shoot? As soon as we actually know what we're doing, we'll open it. Luke's expertise: edibles, tequila, and losing money to Aaron on a 3D course.
Don't bet heavy.
Don't. 4 Fletch AAE PM23 enough on the ass end of an arrow shooting. Solid, not wide heads. Currently running for. If your bow's tuned well enough, then yeah, you certainly could get that to work. But that is a fairly small vein. So if you're having issues, I definitely go up in vein. But if your bow's tuned, you'll be fine. No updates on trad compound yet. MMA fighter in action. I don't know what that means. What broadhead profile do you think works best, especially out of a stick bow?
A straight one.
Yeah, one that spins well and leaves a big hole. Do you track your calories, how many you typically burn a day to day? So when I'm in the field, I track my calories really well. When I'm back here, I don't do as well. And my wife's wonderful cook, which, how long ago did we have the talk where you had to stop cooking so much because I'm a fat fucker? 3 months ago, I just told her she had to stop cooking so much. But roughly throughout the course of the day, I burn, on my watch, it tells me I burn 3,700 calories if I put 10,000 steps in a day, about 3,700. Some of those days down, like with Scotty, when I was helping him guide, I was burning upwards of 5,000. So I don't have a set each day because it depends on how much activity. If I'm burning 5,000, I try to eat 5,000.
God damn.
I got one. Aaron, I've done multiple solo trips over the years in Colorado for elk and just did fine on my own. Going to be eligible for mountain goat this year and curious if I draw, would you recommend getting a partner? I'm fine solo, but didn't know if the elevation terrain.
No, man, you're good. Goats are easy. Other than the cliffs, carry an in-reach in case you fall off. But if you're like Frank kind of chooses to be alone, I say that meaning Frank doesn't mind being alone. I don't think there's an issue if you bring a buddy, but if you're good solo, you're not going to have any issue with mountain goats. Somebody flagging you in helps. So I'm certainly not saying don't take one, but like I could have killed that goat, I would say, on my own that we were on, but with having all you guys there was much better. Amy helped flag us in. Luke got it all on camera. So those are the things I would look at. But if you just want to go solo, you won't have any issue. But, somebody helping you won't hurt it either.
Do skinny shafts cause an issue with shooting recurve or longbow?
None. No. What Western mountaineering down bag do you recommend? So Depends on the temperature, but I would say overall, especially if you're a little bit bigger guy, the Western Mountaineering Badger is really good. The Alpine Light's another really good one. The Bristlecombe's a good one, but the Badger's the one I suggest the most. 15-degree bag. I get mine from Hermit's Hut. That dude's awesome. You can add 5 ounces of overfill to it for an additional charge, which will drop it from 15 to probably 10, maybe 5. Little too much maybe for warmer, climates or whatever, but for an all-around bag, I would say that's the best from them.
Can you do a video on bear shaft tuning? I can get them to hit with fletching, but not straight.
Slow motion.
Done multiple already, and we just did another one on Kafaru Cast. David will have it up soon.
How about some questions for Luke, everybody? I mean, we got everything going towards Aaron.
No.
Luke's an expert too. Come on.
No.
Give me something.
This is good.
Give me a good one. I know you're out there.
Best glue for AAE veins, the AAE glue, Max Impact or whatever it's called. Is there any other sleep system item, for example, body bag or quilt, you can pair over or inside a slick bag? I'm looking for a way. Yeah, add a whoopee to the inside of it.
When Aaron started testing gear, did he just buy it or buy a new?
I bought it.
New or sell the tested stuff?
I'd buy it, and then I even though I don't fuck around at REI anymore, I would buy it and actually return it at REI, which is probably why they tightened up on that a little bit. But I bought pretty much everything, and kind of hodgepodged it. I'd sell stuff to buy new stuff, and I didn't start getting everything free till a few years ago. Is it true that Luke is the stealthiest and smartest hunter you've ever met? Yes, by far.
Luke, what is your favorite tequila?
Man, I like them all, honestly. I really do. I like them all. If it fucking has ice, I'm good.
Anything on there?
You got some good ones for Luke.
All right, lay it on Luke. I'm going to go pee.
This bathroom break is brought to you by Help to Hunt for the serious big game hunters seeking to put the boots on the ground.
Get that knowledge of all your Western state hunts from Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado to Utah, Nevada, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
What can I tell you, Luke? I'll give you the unit harvest statistics, access points, watering holes, even the best place that you can camp.
Oh, snapperoo. I'm in it. Tell me more. Is it expensive? How many packages can I get?
3 different packages, and if you type in that code UNLEASH20, you get 20% off whichever one you choose. Let us do that scouting for you.
Ooh, I like it. My boy Ben hooked it up on this one. Check him out, guys. Help to Hunt on the web and type in that UNLEASH20.
Luke, what do you think of Cryptek non-altitude line versus altitude?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
The altitude line originally came up with me and Butch and Josh Cleghorn, where we were looking at Scholler Dynamic fabric, which is, in the mountaineering side of things, one of the best fabrics you can buy.
What's it start with?
Scholler.
No, the material. It starts with an S, don't it?
Scholler, motherfucker. I said it twice. Anyway, Luke, stop talking. So once we got that kind of out the gate, we were trying to figure out how to get the camo pattern on it, and Cleghorn and Butch and Justin finished that out. So the thing is, comparing the standard line to the Scholler side, it's just not a fair comparison. The standard line's great, but that Scholler Dynamic fabric is as good as it gets, and so it's hard to compare those, because it literally might be comparing my Shelby Raptor to a standard Ford Ranger and saying which one's better. The altitude line is that good, so it's hard to compare those.
It's worth the money, boys.
Starts with an S.
School
Shut up, Aaron.
Slippy, slappy.
Oh, fuck.
Luke, when are we getting a Gladiators Unleashed whiskey brand?
Man, I'm hoping here soon, man. I'd like to. I got my boy Skinny Cody coming out with the new wine for our ladies. How
That's
skinny?
true. That is
We got a wine coming out. But yeah, I don't know, man. We gotta talk. We're in negotiation with the tequila company right now, so we'll see.
Will Luke guide me for Nebraska rifle?
Absolutely.
Money talks.
Money talks, bullshit walks. You know what I'm saying? Pope and Young's.
Luke, if you didn't coach MMA, What would you be doing besides gay porn?
Well, I got to make $1, so I mean, honestly,
Strategery. Bosnian.
hey, pieces, man. You know what I mean?
Placers. Bevel. Sorry. Go ahead. There's this symbology there.
I don't know how we made it to 50.
Symbolism.
I don't know how we made it to 50. I don't know.
Lord.
There was a good one here for Aaron.
Here, I'll answer one real quick. How do you transport meat when hunting far away or in Canada across the border? As long as you have the CITES permit, I'm not an expert on this as far as the CITES permit goes, but the easiest thing that I've found to do is the cheapest, depending upon how much you're taking, is just take it on the plane with you and pay for the extra bags. They can also freeze it and then ship it, but if you figure the average weight of deboned meat on a mule deer, let's say from Alberta, 65 to 70 pounds, just pay the $200 for throw it on the airplane, put it in a cooler, pay for the extra bag, tape it, and you're good. Just freeze it before you go. You're good. Yeah.
I did that from New Zealand. I
Yeah.
fucking froze it through my fucking chicken.
You got to figure you can probably, if it's frozen, 3 days in a good cooler. Now, if you buy a piece of shit cooler, don't fucking. But any of the newer coolers, you're good. So.
Yeah.
Number one item you carry now that you wish you would have carried years ago.
They didn't have it. The InReach, and probably the Garmin 701 or this the Garmin Instinct Solar, one of those. But the 701 and the InReach, they just didn't have them.
Luke, does a quiver full of fives get heavy?
Not really.
Not bad.
Not bad. I'm a man.
I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna ask. Oh, go ahead.
I'm understanding why Luke ain't on camera right now.
Listen, motherfuckers.
Be nice to Luke on the 50th.
This is the 50th. I'm sharing the wealth. Get that trophy. Look at this trophy.
I'm gonna. You know what? It's almost like a Golden Globe.
Dude, it's a fucking Emmy.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
It's our first Emmy. You should be fucking proud.
Exactly.
If I say it starts with an S, you should say, yeah, it does start with an S. Next time, they'll be like, say, shut the fuck up. I said it already.
Samsonite.
You can put this on your resume now. We are a Gladiator award-winning Aaron Snyder.
Strategery. Symbolism. Son of a bitch. All right, are we ready? Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
Fuck.
It's Sunday. Sunny. All right. So the okay, I'm gonna answer or do some of the hard ones that people. I don't think they mean anything negative by this, but I think one of these popped up, or a few of these have popped up earlier. Cody Greenwood brought up to me. He was at a hunting camp, and people were telling him I was getting paid $38,000 a year from Black Eagle.
Uh-huh.
That is not true. Now, Black Eagle does give me some money. The thing that's great with any of the partnerships I have, they do not care if I talk about any other product, which is awesome. Black Eagle basically pays me for advice on testing, R&D, and design are a big one. And one of the reasons you don't see me hashtagging shit like all the other people paid is I just don't do that. That's part of, because I'll talk about an Easton or a gold tip. I don't mind. VAP makes great arrows, or Victory. So I do get some money. It's not nowhere near $36,000 or $8,000 a year, but they do pay me a little, and it's for R&D, design, testing, things like that. And obviously, I do promote them. I'll tag them or whatever and speak about them. But I also like them. And Randy Kitts, I feel, is an unbelievable person that I would do anything for. So, all right, you got one. The next one, then, and these ones are just about sponsorships. Would you wear all Sitka clothing if they didn't pay you, and do they pay you? This is another one. Sitka does give me some money. I had the same agreement with them, which is why you see me wear Swazi and other shit and some, cryptic occasionally. I work heavily with John Barklow on some of the different designs and testing. Would I wear all Sitka? No, but I don't wear all Sitka now, but I would wear the majority. The fact that they were A-okay with me talking about whatever that I wanted says something about how good their product is. There's nothing against any of the other camo companies. Cryptic makes good camo. That altitude line's unbelievable. But, the only thing that I would probably change with Sitka is I would wear more solids. They don't make as many solids as I would like, but would I wear? I've worn Sitka off and on for a long time, and yeah, I would wear the majority Sitka. I'd probably throw in a few other different things, maybe not made by Sitka currently, maybe a different set of pants or something, or change a few things, but I don't have any issue wearing Sitka all the time. They have the best line, but other companies make great stuff as well. So,
Who would win in an arm wrestling match, Aaron or Luke?
that wouldn't be tough.
I'm just gonna say Aaron. I'm just gonna give it to Aaron.
I don't know. I got a little more leverage would be the big one. I'd say we're probably pretty equal in strength.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Aaron. I'm not an arm wrestling guy. I'm really not.
Yeah, I'm okay at it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm going to tell a fucking story here. David Brinker at hunting camp had bet that he could beat us in arm wrestling. Mm-hmm. Which didn't happen.
David Brinker?
Yeah, little guy.
The guitar guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who can fucking arm wrestle?
Who?
Brian Broderick.
Yeah.
Skinny little redheaded motherfucker. Weighs
Really?
about 140 pounds. I think he beat all of us.
Yeah, there's a like, I'll go over the top and shit, but I still can't win sometimes.
Like, I don't, it was one of those times where I was truly like fucking dumbfounded that guy was so strong. And
Yeah.
I remember he arm wrestled me, and I thought, okay, I might get my shit together this next time I have a better chance. He beat Gritty. Gritty's strong.
Yeah.
He smoked Brinker.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally, I could pick Broderick up with one fucking hand, and he beat me arm wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's a technique to it,
Well,
and
Broderick has swung a hammer his whole life. Right?
Yeah.
So his grip, forearm strength. I mean, I hate to say it, but like it was one of those times where I was like, oh, I'm going back. I'm going to fucking gym. This little redhead ain't going to beat me again. It was depressing. He beat me that bad.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Some of these are fucking bad. There's people asking about the other K word that we don't mention. It's been mentioned previously on other podcasts. Why you don't wear the other forbidden K word?
No, I don't mind. Initially, Jason
K
and I
word?
Kuyu.
Oh.
Initially, Jason and I were pretty good friends.
Welcome
I
to
was
the conversation.
I was one of the first people that actually got the initial Kuyu clothing, and something went, and I can't put a thumb on exactly what happened. Brendan Burns, who works at Kuyu, is not a fan of me. He's actually, talked quite a bit of shit about me, and I just distanced myself. As far as the clothing goes, Kuyu makes great clothing. I don't have any issue with that. I haven't tried all of their stuff, but it's just a matter of principle. When you have someone that works for a company that does that much to try to badmouth me, it was an easy decision to not ever bring them up or not, not ever put any effort in. I don't go around badmouthing them. They make great clothing. I just would choose not to. I mean, it got to a point, he actually called Eastman's and said that they would drop their sponsorship money if they didn't drop me as a contributor.
really,
So somebody does that. I mean, fuck. What would you do, right?
I really want to wear your clothes after that.
Yeah, so and it's not. Brendan's a great hunter. The dude. I mean, he's a killer. Harrison and I got along great. I think when I went over to Cryptic, there was some issues there, and he basically with Brendan, he just told everybody, I was a fake, right? I wasn't a good hunter. I didn't kill shit. He actually even told me on the phone once I was anemic.
Oh, nice.
In my hunting skills, I guess. So
nice.
So I'm probably not going to
How
wear
many
the fucking
fucking
camo.
Wolverines have you killed, motherfucker?
Well, I don't get too wrapped up into that. I mean, the thing is, if you're hunting private land with giant bulls and going on a lot of guided hunts, people aren't going to be able to shoot as many animals as me because I go hunting more. I'm not taking away any of their hunting ability. I just get to go a lot.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things would be like me going to Tomas, say, dude, you're a shitty hunter. Well, fuck, you don't get to hunt that much. Of course you're not going to kill that much, but it doesn't mean you're a shitty hunter. You just don't get to go.
Right.
Well, coming from a guy, hunting on private land in Montana for elk and things like that, of course, he's going to shoot bigger bulls than me. I'm hunting public, and I'm a horrible trophy hunter. He's good at it. So I've kind of gotten past all that shit. I just do my own thing.
Yep.
Me do me, you do you, and just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Like a CRF 2400 versus the Leupold Full Draw 4 for archery and rifle.
Oh, for archery and rifle? The Leica. I mean, fucking full draw 4 is called full draw for a reason. It's for fucking archery.
Yes.
It'll work for rifle out to 400 yards. But the Leica, as far as overall, there's things I don't like on the Leica, the delay on some things. But Leica makes an unbelievable rangefinder. But for archery, the full draw 4, in my opinion, is the best. For the money, the Loophole makes an unbelievable rangefinder. SIG makes an unbelievable rangefinder. But pound for pound, if you take away a few of the glitches in the Leica is an unbelievable rangefinder. And again, it's a fucking full draw 4. It's not for rifle hunting. So I've had people, I got this, it won't range out to 1,000. I'm like, well, it's fucking archery.
Are you gonna fucking arch?
So,
What is the distance on those full draw 4s?
so I've gotten 680
Okay.
out of mine, 700. But, you know, I had to put on a tripod, get it real steady. But
Yeah.
400 easily, 500 easily.
Where do you aim for 680?
So on my, I had my I was on my my first hash mark on that pig's body when I hit it in the head with that 6.5 PRC. If that's what
Really?
you're asking. Yeah.
I was talking about a bow.
Shit.
Fucking did the
45
moon.
degree angle. So
Fucking moon.
for those wondering, a 45 degree angle is as far as your bow will shoot. Anything past that or anything less than that, you're going to lose. So if you had a like a clinometer on the side of your bow that tells angle at 45 degrees, wherever that arrow ends up, that's as far as your bow will shoot. 45 degree angle.
If Barry wanted to bend Luke over, would he be disappointed in the tightness?
You better
That's a
spit
rough
on
one.
that motherfucker first.
Remember that on Pulp Fiction? Step aside, Butch. They call me a couple pipe hitting niggas, a pair of pliers and a blowtorch. Remember that?
Yeah.
I couldn't unsee that. I'd like fast forward to those parts. I'd get to that when I'd fast forward and watch the other parts. I'm like, I don't really want to see Ving Rhames with a
Anything
red ball in
else,
his mouth.
right?
Yeah.
Did you talk about the Western Mountaineering down bag? Which one did you recommend?
The Badger is probably the best all around.
More style teepee tents. Any interest in wall tents?
Like us building wall tents? No, go buy a Davis. I'm not gonna build a fucking wall tent. I stick to what I'm good at, which is not a wall tent. I just sleep in those and I'm happy. Davis wall tent though, those guys are unbelievable.
Yep.
They're super great, very gracious. They've donated money to different aspects of things we work with. So a Davis wall tent, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to make anything better than they do. So get one from them.
Are you coming to the Western Extreme shoot in Nebraska?
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry said yes. When is it?
I don't think Jake's put out dates yet.
Oh, gotcha. No, I'll go out there. But I mean, honestly, last time I went was just to see you and hang out with Jake.
Yeah, you skipped last year. You missed because Colum was out there. We hung out in the campground.
What was I doing?
He was hanging out with me.
I think you were buying Kafaru.
That's what I meant. I was buying Kafara. That's pretty important.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
That comes down every couple weeks.
How much
right?
you got of that? You got enough?
Oh yeah, baby.
This stuff will make you into a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Remember
Yeah,
that?
if you want to see Luke throw up, here we go.
Little red man never hurt nobody.
Yeah, tell that to Custer.
Here, look at that.
God damn. Holy shit.
You gonna
If you're
vacuum
not
that?
first, you're last.
You gonna vacuum that up later?
There's a couple down there.
My dogs are gonna get that, and they're gonna be ralphing.
I'm gonna laugh.
Um,
His dog has pissed on my floor, both of them. They're little.
Yeah, you tried dragging the one down the stairs. I'm not blaming him on that one. He wouldn't go down the wooden steps, and so Aaron thought he'd maybe try to coax him down. Well,
I got a
6-month-old puppy wasn't having it.
I got a question. So, out of all the times that you've been hunting with like other people, right? What is probably like the most annoying thing that you've had to deal with when you've like hunted with people? Like,
Being soft.
yeah, they're
Asthma.
soft.
So being soft. And I say that you'll bitch, but you make it, right? You'll make jokes or whatever, but truly, this is actually this leads up to the next question I had. And this has a little bit to do with Gritty. The guy asked, he said, I saw Gritty post once publicly bashing you that you have more internet friends than anyone, but very few real friends. Why is it you don't hang out with very many people? That was the guy's question. And so for me, there's a certain caliber of person over time that I've found that I mesh well with. Jerry, Luke, you're two of them. Cody Covey, Frank obviously is one. My business partner, Chad, Ryan Avery, John Pinch. Whatever's in that characteristic is a willingness and drive to go the distance, and the fact that no matter what, I can call any of you, and you're going to have my back. Any secret that doesn't be told. Now, if I shit my pants, Luke is going to tell everyone. But a secret,
Promise.
and that willingness to never quit, and also the ability, which some people, and you know what I'm fucking talking about, aren't able to say, it is my fault, I did it, let's just fix it. You know, some people have to blame everyone else but themselves, and any of the friends that I have just own up if something goes wrong and move forward, and it's almost like a code,
Yeah.
right? There's a code that certain people live by, and there's other people that try and fake it. The ones that fake it, you initially sniff that out, and so once I've sniffed that out, I'm probably not hanging out with you anymore. But if you're, which it, you know, I try to be as giving, as helpful, and bring up good people around me as much as I can. But if you're an asshole, I'm not going to do that. But like I would do anything for these guys that at any time that would call me and do everything I could to possibly help them. But if you're a fucking pussy and you're a piece of shit, I'm probably not going to hang out with you. That's just how it is. And so there's probably some truth to what he said. I don't have that many real friends, but it's by design, because I just don't. You have to have some certain characteristics, or like I said, a code, not to be weird. One of the things I noticed the other day with Fieldcraft Survival, all of the guys in that room were guys that you almost gravitated to them. They were just unbelievable guys. Family, right?
Yeah.
Fitness, protecting our country, protecting whatever faith you have, you know, and focusing on building up people around you.
Yep.
If you're a guy that's faked your way through the industry and kind of piggybacked off on others and can't ever accept responsibility for issues, things that you've done, you know, and you're constantly lying about it,
Yep.
I just don't want to fuck with you. So I don't know if that answers that question, and that was a little deep for this podcast.
It's good because, like, let me just talk about this real quick, because I had the luxury of having you as a fucking buddy of mine, right, and a neighbor, let alone a partner or whatever, right? Like, so let's just take this down. Like, if I didn't know you and I didn't have you as my friend or whatever, I'm just outside looking in. You are an idol. You're like a big outdoor thing I look up to. Like, you're like, I want to meet you one day, right? Cool. I get that. But guess what? I'm not going to go on living my life like, oh man, I want to be like Aaron. No, be you, be yourself, be your own person. Like, have your own friends, have your own niche, but be fucking true. You know what I mean? Don't try to be somebody you're not, and don't try to act like you're something you're not. I mean, that's what I'm saying is, like, I'm not trying to be something I'm not to be Aaron. Like, Aaron knew me from fucking no one, and I just known him from, I didn't even know who he was when I first met him, right? And now, yeah, and like, I'm just be you. You know what I mean? Don't try to be something you're not, and don't make promises you can't keep, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I mean, if you look at let's say Jerry and I, there are things that I'm going to be better at than Jerry, and there's things that Jerry's way better at than me. And
I can draw.
Yeah. Well, Jerry's a very intelligent person, and yeah, he can draw. He's got a very artistic mind. He's super. I've never seen you in a bad mood, right? You're always in a good mood.
Exactly.
And so, you know, bringing up Frank, right? I've never seen Frank down, ever.
Yeah.
When I say that, meaning lightning storm going over, fuck, he texts me, I'm still good, sir. Right? I mean, the motherfucker, 10 foot of snow, fucking 45-degree slope, he'd be like, sure glad I brought my hat, right? He's just never down.
Gets hit by lightning 66 times.
You know, that's how he got that gray hair.
Right
on the top of his
You know,
head.
Cody Covey, same thing.
Yeah.
Right? He's never down.
you, Frank.
Cody Covey's an unbelievable person. And those are the guys, like, you never ask me
Yeah.
for anything. I mean, when I say that, meaning you don't come to my house wanting shit. I give you shit, but you don't ask it. Cody's the same way. Like, I give him something, he feels horrible about it. I mean, I gave Frank my fucking truck, right? Nicest vehicle.
I'll
I've
just
ever
take
had.
a spotter. You know what I'm saying?
You got that old Raptor still around somewhere?
No shit. I just think the easiest way to explain it is you go through life. This is my own opinion. It's not how many friends you have. It's how good the friends you have that are around you. Because you can have 100 friends, but you only need, if you got 3 good ones, that's all you need. Because what did Charlie Beckwith say, the guy that started Delta Force? I'd rather go upstream with 10 pipe hitters than downstream with 100 shitheads.
Yep.
Some fucking thing.
Yeah, no,
That's true.
It's 100% true right there. That says a lot. And this is totally different from, off the subject. Like growing up in the fight game, like when I first moved up here, I had no friends, maybe 2 people I knew. But as we started beating the fuck out of each other, you start realizing, God damn, these guys are my fucking brothers. You realize like how much you really like each other when we would spar, beat the fuck out of each other. And I know me and you ain't beating the fuck out of each other, but it's like,
Yeah, we're not going to either. I know.
but it's
I'll
like
push
that.
out, yeah.
It's like that. It's just a camaraderie, like a fucking. It's a
Camaraderie.
What'd I say?
Commodity.
Camaraderie.
You got to pay taxes on those.
Commodity,
The tequila's
camaraderie.
kicking in. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you just got to know. It's kind of a code deal. You know what I mean? Like, don't be a bitch. If you're gonna hang out with guys, be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just think that over time, the more that you get to know people and the more, I scowl all the time. I don't look like the friendliest, but, I mean, once you get to know me, I would do just pretty much anything to help anyone out if I could.
Yep.
And the thing that that I found is the more you build up people around you, the better they're going to take care of you as well. And when you build that fence of solid friends that kind of have the same code, never die, never quit attitude, you're going to be
Goonies never die.
Goonies never say die. Rather than
Favorite
surrounding
movie.
yourself with a bunch of fake ass people, you're going to be better off whether you got 100 fake people or you got 3 good ones. 3 good ones are going to carry you along the way. The 97 assholes are just going to bring you down. So try to surround yourself with good people.
But it's also like when you gotten older, I that's one thing I've noticed. When I've gotten older, like obviously my family's like number one, right? Like I, take care of yours. But like, dude, I remember I wanted to go out and hang out with my friends all the time as a young, like be around this guy. Or like, let's say Justin, for instance, everybody's like, dude, I'd like to be with Justin, dude. Or, because I forget, like how big, he is in the MMA world.
Yeah.
Right? And like even you, for instance, in the outdoor world, like, oh man, you get to hang out with Snyder. And I'm like, well, fucking.
No, Snyder gets to hang out with me.
No, I'm like, well, you got to watch what you ask for because, you know what I mean? Like, even with Justin, like with you, you got to, you got to literally just be thankful of what you got instead of fucking always hoping, oh, I want to be like this guy, that, or have that. Just, be yourself and have fun with the guys that you're around every day because they're believe me, Snyder's cool, but he ain't that fucking cool.
There's some downsides. That's for damn sure. Go
I'd
ahead.
say I feel left out with everyone chewing Red Man. I'm chewing Big Red.
This shit's good, huh? I miss
Yeah,
this stuff.
oh, yeah, it's
It's
fucking
juicy.
$10 a bag. I'd
Yeah,
chew
it's
it more
fucking
often.
juicy.
The only thing I guess I would add to that is, whether it be hunting partners or anything else, you really need to focus on, and I said it before, but surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, that bring people up around you, that have the same focus, the same goals, and don't worry about how many. And again, the people that are like Frank. Frank is who he is. He's not changing. You guys are the same way. Cody's the same way. Nobody puts on a facade. I mean, it's you are who you are, and you move forward and go from there, and you don't worry about. You especially don't give a fuck about what anybody says, which I admire. I mean, you don't want to focus on the bad stuff.
Yeah, well, like I would tell all my fighters every day, like if you're gonna fucking surround yourself by, if you're gonna surround yourself by turd balls, you're gonna be a turd ball.
Yeah.
Right. Being plain and simple.
Yep.
What
You
is
don't
it?
chew Big Red, then fuck you.
Is that what somebody said? You don't like fig Newtons.
Oh shit. Is any more questions?
I've got a few more. Go ahead.
Can we start a book with all the stupid shit Luke attempts to say? It's a
T-shirt.
big book.
We should do a T-shirt where the front of it or the back of it are my Snyderisms,
Yep.
and then the front of the other side is Lukeisms.
Yeah, we should.
Like-
That'd be a good one.
Like placers, that was the most recent. All the good placers from Saturday get to shoot Sunday. I'm not sure what the fuck a placer is, but it's got to be good, right?
A first placer, a second placer,
Like a placer.
a last placer.
A placer means like you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. A placer's good, dude.
Good placers.
Good placers.
So there's some guys that want to hear about your 170-yard coos deer.
Oh, fuck. So I had 2 peep sights. And because my peep height's pretty low, it's only like maybe 6 inches, so I can't get super far out off of my initial peep height. As I'm saying this, don't try this shit at home. I knew there was a good chance, and I've only hunted the coos deer the one time, that I may need to take a far shot. So I was down there to a public land hunt. I think I missed 4 or 5 sub 50 or 60 ducking, and the 2 peep sights, the first one was good. I think it was from 0 to 110. And then the second peep sight started at 110 and went to, I think, 180, 190. And I got, at that time, I was shooting at back tension where I could hit like a block target at 190 consistently. This is not ethical. I'm sure I'm going to get hate for this, but I don't give a fuck. There was a coos deer, I think it was at 176. And I think I said 170, but I think it was 76. Either way, it was out there feeding and dialed it in, and I hit that one because he didn't hear the bow go off.
Yeah, so far away.
It was so far away. So could I do it again? Maybe 1 out of every 3 times I might be able to hit it.
Yeah.
But it was, no wind. It was a good situation. And when I shot, he didn't hear it. And at that time I was actually shooting 23 17s with 3-inch, 4 3-inch Duravanes. And I think I was shooting 98 pounds.
God damn.
So yeah, it was a beast.
Holy
That's my
shit.
story.
Rob Patuto wants to know why the phone is only focused on the Viking.
Why he's a cameraman. I don't know, Rob. It's not my fault.
Hi, Rob.
Put it on Luke.
Put on Slappy over here. Are you happy now, Rob? Because this is what you asked for. This is what you get.
I've been working out.
Poor Rob. Rob had to deal with me for 4 days straight.
I'm actually on like 2 months of fucking hammering.
If Rob's watching, Rob, did you learn anything in the 4 days we were hunting together, other than I say shoot that motherfucker way too much?
Did
Waiting.
when you're going back out to Texas,
Are you taking Luke with?
yeah, am I going out there? I need to know. I need to know dates, man,
I'm figuring them out for you tomorrow.
because I need to dial in. I need to go 60 yards. I got to hammer 60. How far am I going to have to shoot?
It depends on how good you are at stalking. So I'd say 100.
Oh, fuck. I'm fucked.
Stalkison. Yeah. No shit. Maybe they'll think it's like a javelina.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Say, can we rig up like a face apparatus that sounds like a javelina?
No, so like when you're out there in Texas and you're guiding, like, and you get like these guys, do they get a little nervous because you're guiding them?
Ask Rob. Some guys do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, would they get a little nervous?
I think having the camera over his shoulder probably didn't help. But
Yeah.
But Rob saw it. I mean, it was funny. The first day, I didn't go that fast, and because I wasn't sure how good a shape he was in. That little motherfucker can hike.
Yeah.
And so the next day, we were going on a stalk, and my stride long, and so it was like, and then behind me was
like
those
me.
fucking little legs were like a piston just flying. He stayed. I mean, he never fell back. He stayed up the whole time. So.
Rob said you eat like a 16-year-old football player smoking weed.
I do eat a lot. Yep, I do eat a lot. But I would say some guys might, and I don't. I
think it'd be cool.
Them, but
I think it'd be fun. Like, if like I said, if I didn't know you and outside looking in, like,
I would say my intensity level might. Honey, is my intensity level bad sometimes when the animals are in front of it?
kill it, motherfucker.
No, not too bad.
Yeah, guarantee you.
I get
Yeah,
I mean, does my intensity? I mean, for you, does it bother you? I'll just say yes, but
No, it doesn't anymore.
not anymore.
You're used to it. Yeah.
I just what it's I don't know how to explain it, but I was gonna actually have a tattoo designed where the right hand was coming over this side and it was Angel's hand and the devil's over here.
Yeah.
Because when I put animals in front of me, that devil's hand is squeezing fucking hard, saying do whatever it takes
To kill that motherfucker.
and it's probably too much. Sometimes I know, like in the NWT, a couple guys I had bring a helicopter to come get them out because I walk too far. And this isn't anything to brag about, right? I mean,
Yeah.
But when I get that intensity, I shoot now, and it does fuck with people. And
Yeah.
I got to try to calm down. Clay Lancaster and Barter the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple people. One of the people I missed earlier with John Pinch when I was talking about that code. Like John Pinch is the same way. I would do anything for John Pinch. The dude's just an unbelievable guy. But go ahead.
Topo's on. Oh, Scotty.
Scotty too hottie.
Sometimes Audad will come to that whistle noise Luke makes.
He's got a point. Maybe that whistle booger
Yeah.
will bring him in.
Or maybe the deputy dog laugh.
Yeah,
Hey.
I think it's a lamb.
I'll bend over and let that motherfucker come in real close to me, and I'll stab that motherfucker.
So Scotty's one of those guys that literally, Scotty, not to be weird. We've only known each other a few years now, but I consider him one of my best friends. And the same thing, he just doesn't fucking complain. He's always happy. I mean, I truly never did I imagine that I would meet one of my best friends, a guy I'd do anything for in the fucking northern panhandle of Texas, right? And now I can't hang out with the guy enough. I mean, he's just fucking funny.
Yeah.
And literally, this kind of guy where he'll be like, hey, what do you think? Well, fuck, we're fat. We'll make it. He just goes, right? He doesn't ever stop. And we talk shit to each other about being fat. But Scotty's one of those guys that literally, no matter what happened, I would never look at Scotty as being a detriment. He's an asset at all times, no matter what's going on. And he's funny, making fun of me when I'm running around trying to chase javelinas down. So no, and Scotty's the guy that Topo Texas Outfitters, that's the dude I help out with Aldad and Mule Deer down in Texas. And so for all those asking me about who to talk to, Topo Texas Outfitters.
Great guy.
Great guy. And he does Aldad and Mule Deer. And I will try, if we plan out ahead and I don't get too fucked up, if you want me to help out, Scotty will give me the dates and I'll do my best to be down there. Anything else?
Rob says, Robert, over the bush, it worked for Fred Bear.
So we got a stock, which Rob should have shot a couple of times that he didn't. I'm sorry, Rob, but he's short. So
How far?
18 yards, maybe.
Should have shot.
20 yards. But in his defense, he is a little vertically challenged.
Like
and
me.
So, if this trophy was Rob and the sheep was right here, and then Rob's just little head was just right above it. So
Oh, yeah.
Just like that.
He's turtle head.
And so I was up here, and so I could see the chest.
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
sheep.
yeah. He couldn't.
And Rob, what did you say I gave you? The stink eye? I think after they ran off, I was like, that thing should have been fucking dead.
Yeah.
And but when we were on it, he was like, I can't see. I'll have to lob it. Or no, he said, I can't see it. And I was like, just lob it over. It worked for Fred Bear.
Lob.
I think Rob was probably getting tired of me, I would guess, by the end of the hunt. But anyway, anything else?
Oh, that's funny.
See here. Rob, are you watching? This is Rob. Just peek. Just a little head. Turtle. Am I not turtle enough for you? He's only what are you, Rob? 5'5", 5'6"? And he was in a hole, and I was on a
heels?
rock.
Yeah.
So, in fairness, he couldn't have taken that shot because he couldn't see shit. But I had
Upper.
the devil
Yeah.
squeezing, saying, fucking kill. And I blacked out.
Yeah.
My bad.
You had that tunnel vision.
Luke,
Yeah.
if Kafar moves to Wyoming, are you pulling up stakes and going with?
Negative.
He's just going to visit a lot. We're going to get him a cowboy hat. Some of those, fuck are those called? Ropers? The pointy shit?
Shit kickers. No, chick chillers. What are those chaps?
Is he looking at
Assless
me?
chaps.
Assless chaps. That's what I'm getting.
Assless chaps.
Some spurs.
Call them chapless.
Yeah, chapless ass. What was that on
Chapless asses?
Pauly Shore? Remember Son-in-Law?
Son-in-law, yeah.
Cheek chillers? Yeah.
Chillers. Oh, Lord. Anything else popping up?
Nope, that looks about it.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Couple questions. If you were going to give any advice, if you were going to give advice to anyone getting into the outdoors industry or hunting, what would it be? I would say don't get into the industry. Go become a fireman or something.
You ain't going to make money. You ain't going to make a living. Like when I first came into Aaron's office, I was
make
like,
$1 million, start with $1 billion.
right? Remember when I first came in the office, I was like, I got gladiators leash. It's new shit, man. We're going to do it. It's tough, dude.
Yeah. No, I
It's
remember.
fucking tough.
I think I shit on your PR guys Wheaties when he came in there.
Yeah, my producer.
You
when I
fired him anyway,
yeah. Either way.
But I think staying positive, like Luke said earlier, just be you. Don't worry about it. You get out of it what you put into it. So just work your ass off every day. Stay focused on the goal. Don't let anything detour you. But hard work. I mean, just stay after it. But I would say I would not try to get into the outdoor industry as a full-time job. Meaning like the Cameron Hayneses or Tim Wells or Jim Shockey's or whoever, that's the fraction of 1% what you're looking at, and it's kind of a false hope. I mean,
be loyal to a brand. Be loyal. Yeah. Don't be hopping ships, left and right,
Yeah. I mean, just, do you and do your best and try to stay positive and focused.
Provide a good service.
Yes, provide a good service. Anything else?
All chaps are assless, but not all asses are chapless.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's deep.
Deep.
Yeah, no kidding. How long have we been on for?
We're good. 140.
Cool. All right. If anybody has anything else, get it up quick, as my wife would tell me.
I like that, right? My wife goes, hurry up. We ain't got much time.
We're on borrowed time here.
Yeah, no shit.
Fucking Marcus is waking up.
No, looks like that's about it.
Good. Man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I don't know how many are on right now. What do we get up to?
74, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know how many we got. It was 100 and something earlier. But
yeah. All I got to say is, man, I got to thank you guys, everybody that's been part of this podcast, from our guest, Aaron. You've been our number one guest. Cody, Cameraman Gray. I mean, all the listeners, patrons, fucking everybody. Thank you for listening.
Rule number 1, I'm number 1. Rule number 2, you're number 2. That's what Joe Dirt said.
But yeah, that's honestly, like, I just wanted to say thank you. This is our 50th episode. We don't plan on quitting anytime soon. We're good. It's good, Tomas.
Quitters never win, and winners never quit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. Something like that. That's why I don't stop chewing. My mom said, "Don't be a quitter."
Yeah, don't be a quitter. I gotta say, Jerry's here. I didn't do an intro like I usually do, like who's in the building and everything, but like honestly, like Photo Labs is here. Jerry, he's the one that does all my graphics on the screen, logos. He does a lot of Cafaro stuff.
I think he does all Cafaro stuff.
Yeah, he does all Cafaro stuff. Skinny Cody's in the Manizzi. He's over there watching MMA fights. I know he is.
That's right. You know. We're at the main car, by the way.
I know. I got some money out. I went to Blackhawk today, placed a bet.
I say some guys were asking who you were betting on for the fights.
Usman's winning tonight, man. But yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys, and I look forward to getting up there to CafaroCast. You are my benchmark.
That's not there. Well, I can't say I ever thought I'd be somebody's benchmark. One thing I can say is I may be good at killing stuff and staying alive.
I
didn't file my taxes for 5 fucking years.
I'm right there with you. That's why we're
I've
together.
got issues, right? Like there's things I'm good at, honey. What's the list of? I can't do dishes. I certainly can't fold clothes worth of fuck.
Can't take the garbage out.
Garbage is no, I do that sometimes. But
I'm all of that.
I'm
all of that. I do all of that. I vacuum. I like it. I'm a little bitch with deep inside.
It's funny. I'll have people at work come to me with an issue they've had, like, and they're super nervous, and I'm like, "That's it." I'm like, "I fucked up way worse than that."
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
I had somebody real quick come into my office and say they hit a car. Right? They hit somebody, and I'm like, "Okay, now don't lie. Give me the full spiel."
Yeah.
And I was like, "They're like, what do you mean?" I'm like, "Did you get out?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Did you know you hit it?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I say, "Could you tell? Was there cameras around?" And I'm like, "Okay, call right now. Turn yourself in." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Just say you must have hit somebody in the parking lot because you noticed a scratch on your truck and you wanted to do the right thing." And they're like, "Isn't it a hit and run?" And I'm like, "Well, not if you call in and don't fucking tell anybody you hit them." Dumb shit. I'm like, "You're going to have to pay the insurance." But I was like, Jesus Christ.
And then he or she said, "Well, it was a red Shelby Raptor."
Yeah, red Shelby Raptor. Oh, shit. Yeah.
You liking that truck still?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I like it a lot. It's fast. I think Amy, you like it? Amy wants to bunny hop it over a boulder.
Yeah, yeah. You still like your
Can we
Tacoma
video
though?
that?
Yeah, I know.
Can we video you bunny hopping it over something?
I tell you what, you're gonna video me is going to fucking jail. I got to slow down. I hit
You
100.
needed to slow down in the tundra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hit 127 today.
Did you really?
No, that's when I was
Allegedly.
trying to get home. Allegedly.
Yeah, that's
Allegedly.
Not good. That's
I,
not
you
good.
know what? It wasn't one. I was on kilometers an hour. So
You
it
know,
wasn't
There
you
you
know,
go, yep.
you know, I got a funny story to tell you before we get out of here, and I ain't gonna name names or anything, but so the local sheriffs listen to this podcast, and I got called the other night to go pick somebody up, right? And I was like, yeah, I'll be right there. Let me go get you right out of my exit right up here. And sure as shit, they're like, hey, aren't you guys the guy from GU, Unfiltered? We listen to that all the time. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Well, little did I know he just got done saying, yeah, we just got done doing a podcast. Well, they're like, well, then you guys been drinking? And the guy goes, just keep on going. Just keep on going. But it's kind of cool. See that, like, it was cool, like, having people listening to the podcast, that are the boys in blue.
Yeah.
It's good. Good to have them on our
especially now,
side.
This day and age, that's a job I would not want to have. I have a lot of respect for. Well, I had respect for him before, but now,
Oh, man.
fuck, that's not a
right?
job anybody would want.
Yeah.
Yeah, game warden's no different.
Yeah.
Fuck, I mean, you fucking hate them until you need them, and then where you're like where they're at. But I have definitely have a newer found respect for game wardens than rewinding 15 years ago. I just didn't trust any of them. There's bad apples out there, but for the most part, all the ones I've dealt with have been super cool.
Absolutely.
Which is good because. When shit goes squirrely, it's nice to know if you call for questions or whatever that you're not going to get raked over the coals. As I said, some of them might, but for the most part, all the ones.
100%. I'd rather have them on my team unless they can fucking tell them the truth, Fuck.
Yeah, or a version of it.
That's what I'm saying. All right, man. You ready for this, Snyder?
I'm ready. All right, Gladiators Unfiltered Podcast is brought to you by Taito Knives. When you absolutely positively have to use it to cut up beef because you can't kill shit, Taito Knife is the way to go. Mountain Primal. When you can't fill your freezer, go to Mountain Primal to get your protein. Snowy Mountain Rifles. When you can't kill shit with a bow, grab a Snowy Mountain Rifle. Kill Cliff. Because who the fuck needs their liver? Don't drink water, drink Kill Cliff. Loophole. When you want to see the future, buy Loophole. If you want to see the past, buy something else. Cafaro International. Because we carry full life-size sheep with big balls in our strikers. Photolab Studios. Because when you can't draw a straight line with a ruler, you call Jerry. Eco Outdoors. Hunt Nest. When you want to get pneumonia, hire that motherfucker as your guide. Cryptic Outdoor Group. When you want to sneak into your neighbor's house and look at her in underwear, wear Cryptic because they can't see you. Crispy Boots. They go on your feet. Archer Sign and Design. When you want to get your vehicle wrapped, stickers, decals, talk to Ramon because he's a badass individual, and it will turn it into a pussy magnet.
Goddamn right.
I did that off the fucking cuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Winning.
He's good, boys. He's good.
He's full of tiger blood and winning.
Hey, once again, I got to thank you for coming down here again. And, make sure that trophy takes good care of you. And, thank you again, Aaron.
No problem. Thanks, everybody.